Hello there, and well done to you for choosing to play the guitar. Um, if you're watching this video, I'm anticipating that you're going to be a new player, and you've probably got something a little bit like this. That looks a little bit like this. This is an acoustic guitar. There are lots of different types and versions of guitars, but for beginners, you treat them all pretty much the same. Electric guitars are a little bit different, but what I'm showing you will work also on an electric guitar. You just hold them slightly differently. So I like to use straps when I'm using my acoustic guitars, but if you've got a nylon string guitar, you probably find that it hasn't got the connections to put a strap on. So what you do is you put your guitar on your knee, and that little area there that is shaped directly to go over your leg. So normally acoustic guitars, will put them on our right leg, and they'll sit nicely there. If you're playing a nylon string guitar, you can also put it on your left leg, and that it will work there as well. So the various parts of the guitar are named pretty much after the same parts of the human body. So you've got a head, and you've got a neck, and you've got back and sides and a front and what have you. This is called the bridge, and the sound hole, and your right hand will play the guitar somewhere around there, between or near the sound hole, or between the sound hole and the bridge, somewhere around there. These metal things under the strings are called frets, and they're numbered. So we'll have just 1, 2, 3, 4 as you go higher up the neck, and up the neck is towards the sound hole, and down the neck is towards the head. This little area, this little thing here is called the nut, and that's where the strings go over before they go into the tuning pegs at the top. Now hopefully your guitar's in tune. If not, you can get tuners now that work through mobile phone apps, and they're all very, very good. So you usually download them for free as well. Okay, so they're the tuning notes on my guitar. So the first thing you want to do is learn how to get a note out of the guitar, and to do that we need to use both hands, but we're going to start with the right hand, and we're going to start with something called rest stroke. And what you do is you put your thumb on the thick string, the one nearest the ceiling, and we're going to play the thin string, which is the one nearest the floor. And what you do is you place your index finger onto the string, and you push in towards the guitar until you get it to sound the note, and your finger then ends up resting on the second string. So it doesn't make a noise on the second string just by plucking the first string, and you kind of push down into the guitar and then up towards you a little bit, rather than trying to pull out the way like that. You push in. Very, very simple. Once you've done that with the index finger, we'll do it with the middle finger as well. And what you tend to do is you alternate between the index finger and the middle finger. So and just as you're playing one, you put the other one down. So the effect is it's almost like walking. So if I turn slightly sideways, you can see that my fingers are more or less walking, and I keep my thumb rested on this big thick string, and I can do that. And that's the way we play notes with our fingers on the guitar using rest stroke. You can do it on the second string as well, and the third string. And you can do it on the fourth as well. We would tend to then swap over and start using our thumb to play the thicker strings. So the same idea with the thumb. You rest your fingers just on the thin strings, and you put your thumb so that the flesh of your thumb is touching the thick string, the one nearest the ceiling, and you just squeeze down, push in, and your thumb will go through the string and rest on the fifth string. And we do that on the fifth string as well. and the fourth string. And that's rest stroke for your thumb as well. So that's only half the what we need to do, because we need to use our left hand as well, and the left hand is the one that frets the notes. Okay, so we've been playing some open notes. So if I go back to my original exercise and I play my index and middle, I, M, what we can do is we're playing open there, we can then fret a note. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my first finger and I'm going to play the first string, that's the one nearest the floor, and I'm going to put my finger just behind the fret. So you can just see there's a slight gap between my finger and the fret. And I'm pushing down using the tip of my finger. If you look at the back of my hand, you can see that I've got a little hole there, and with the kids, we normally describe that as having a mousy hole at the back. So a little hole, and there needs to be that hole there if you're going to have the tips of your fingers on the strings. So the tips of the fingers go down. We try to play the notes at the first fret using the first finger, second fret using the second finger, third fret using your third finger, and your fourth finger is your pinky, and that would be the fourth fret as well. So if we play those in order, starting with an open note, open, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we'll go down again, 4, 3, 2, 1, open. That would be an uppy downy. That's what we call an uppy downy. And what you're aiming to do is get nice notes that ring out. When you first try this, usually you get a note that sounds a bit like that. And there's 3 or 4 reasons for that. It could be that you've not kept your mouse hole at the back, so you make sure that you haven't squashed the mousey. It might be that your finger's a little bit too near the fret, so you have to move it back a little bit, or it might be too far away from the fret, in which case you move it on. You might just not be putting quite enough pressure on, so you just squeeze a little bit harder, just not too hard, just a little bit harder, and then you try and do it. Or you might not be holding the pressure, you might be releasing the pressure too soon. Okay, but you want to have a nice long ring on your note. And there, that's the second exercise. So the first exercise is IMs, make your fingers walk on the string. The second one is to do an uppy downy. Okay, so they're the 2 exercises that you need to try and start with. Okay, the next thing that we can do with the guitar is we can use a plectrum. So they come in all kinds of shapes and sizes, but the main thing is to hold them so there's not too much of a point sticking out. Okay, so we'll have them so that it's within my fingers, and you hold it more or less like you hold a pen. And what we do with the plectrum is the same as using the fingers. We put the plectrum on the string, and then we push through it, going down the way first usually, and then we do the same in reverse. So we put it under the string and pull up. So, and you get your alternative up and down, up and down. Now don't try and do it too hard just at the moment. Just keep it nice and light. There has to be a little bit of a waggle on your plectrum. You need to be able to move it in your fingers a little bit, and it needs to be flexible enough to bend a little bit. And then when you do that, you can push it through the string and then pull it back. And you can do an uppy downy with your plectrum alternating between down and up. So it's down, up, down, up, down. And if we go down the way, down, up, down, up, down. We normally start with downstrokes. It's just a convention that we have. Okay, so that's that. The next thing you can do is you can strum the guitar. To strum the guitar, you need to play chords. So we're going to play just a 3-string chord, and we're going to put our third finger on the 3rd fret on the 1st string, and we're going to play the bottom 3 strings. So we'll play like that, and all I'm doing is I'm using my thumb and the fleshy bit of my thumb. I'm touching on the 3rd string, and then I'm just stroking it down through them. So I'm not really catching it with my fingernail, I'm just doing it with with my finger like that. Once you've done that chord, let's take our first finger and we'll put this time on the second string at the first fret, and we'll try another 3-note chord. So we're going to call that one C, and the first one we played we're going to call G. Okay, and let's learn another one. Let's learn one just with the first finger on the first string, this time at the first fret, and we'll call that G7. So here we go. Let's just do 3 C's, 2 G's, a G7, and back to 3 C's. So you get, and then back to, there you go. So there's a third exercise, just playing some chords, and actually that's a fourth exercise, isn't it? Because we did some plectrum work as well. So there you go. There's a beginner's guide just to get started playing some notes on the guitar. Well done.